So how do you think you ended up on the street?
Well, for me, it was pretty easy. It was alcohol abuse. It was a journey downhill.
Everybody has a bit of a unique story, but a lot of young people end up couch surfing or staying in unsafe situations or end up moving about, if you will. So they don't have a stable place to stay. So in early stages of not having a regular, reliable place to stay, my guess is what happens for a lot of young people is they end up making impossible choices, right? Well, I can stay with you if I have sex with you, or I can stay with you if I give you some drugs, or I get you some drugs, or I do some drugs with you. So they start being in impossible situations, right, and impossible choices. That just creates a steamrolling effect, if you will, right? So now you're doing sex with you, I don't feel good about that, I might need to use drugs, well, I can't stay here, now it's really getting unsafe, so now I can't stay here. So I'm going to be on the park for a day. Okay, well, I'm on the park for a while, but now I can't get a job because I was in the park and I don't have a shower, right? So it just spirals where you're spending, you're disorganized, or your stuff gets stolen, or things get lost, and then you're going to maybe cope by drinking, and then that, or using, and then that gets too hard, so then you're going to go back and sleep with a dude over there, and so it's a pretty vicious cycle of not having any sense of kind of where you're going to go next, where your safety is, what you can rely on, and then your practical needs are pretty shot, right? You're hungry, you're starving, it's cold, it's hard. Growing, your shoes don't fit, your feet hurt, you don't have clothes, or those get stolen, or then you got hassled by the police, right? So pretty much then it just becomes a pretty impossible, irretractable kind of position pretty quickly.
It started with being very discontent with America. It was the 60s. I hated the war. I'd been in the war a little bit, not a grunt, but just been over in Vietnam to see it. It's just, everything was a lie. Everything was a lie. And I'd lost my religion by then and become an atheist. My family disowned me. And so I had no country, no family, and no friends by that time. So the last couple of years, and it was sixth in mission, and with 4As, you know, if I could get it together a little bit by going to a detox or something like that, to me, when my feet were blue, they hurt all the time too. Shuffling. You didn't walk, you shuffled. That's why you see shuffling going on. It's real hard, and everything aches. I mean, everything aches. I mean, you just ache all the time because I guess no nutrition. I mean, your mouth bled all the time. You couldn't, and all your teeth were loose. I still can't believe my teeth are firm now. It's even deeper than apathy. It's not. It's expectation. It's going to get expectations of even worse. You never let down your guard. It's like living in a jungle. It's noises, peripheral vision, if you've got any left. Unless it was a total blackout, pass out, I don't think you slept much, no. If you've got the moxie to be pissed off, that happens, but after a while, you get so used to it that, like, you don't exist. The outside world doesn't exist. It's like a blur around you, and you have to tap into it to try and beg for money. Get a couple bucks, and then kind of get myself together a little bit. At the end, I weighed 119 pounds. I had no face. Basically, my face had been caved in. I couldn't see out of my left eye. These teeth had all been missing and bashed in, and I had long hair and smell. I was basically, I mean, I could get even grosser with you. But it was like you couldn't stand being near me, you know. So I can remember sores all over my body, you know, and bugs. You know, I just take them and put them off. You have to have a place in your brain where you go, you're not even there. You don't even own your body. Don't even own your body. That's not a part of you. In fact, I can say this literally for people when they get down to the end of being on the streets, you have given up on your body. You're surprised it's even there to eat with.
How long would you typically go without food, do you think? Can you remember?
For me, until I got absolutely desperate, it was 2, 3, even up to 4 days if I had alcohol. If I had wine, I don't know if the wine substituted as a food, fooling my body or not. But I can remember counting the days, and the third day I'd just be ravishly. And then when I would ask people, I said, you got $1 for a hot dog or something, I really meant it. There was a point, and maybe that saved me, I don't know. Maybe there was a point where, but then at the end, I wasn't eating at all. I don't know how long, I really don't know how long I'd gone without food. I'd weighed, it's so bad that I had gone from, say, 165, 70 pounds 6 months earlier down to 119 pounds. That's the chronically, I don't know what it did to me, what it didn't do to me. I just remember.
One of the things that's interesting too is people almost never mention water.
Wow. Yeah. I've never thought about it. I had never thought about water. I can't remember drinking water.
How long do you think that went on?
Well, it's putting liquids in my body, but months. Gotta be months. Maybe I did drink water, but it certainly wasn't like I get up this morning and I have 2 big glasses of water to start my day.
And clearly you can't.
Boy, you're bringing.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, that's
I'm
okay.
sorry
That's
to
okay.
say-
No, this is okay. It's good to be emotional.
I never want to hurt you like
No.
okay?
You're not hurting
Okay.
me. Believe me, this is not hurt. This is not hurting tears. This is like, wow. Like I haven't thought about this. These are kind of like tears of grateful. Look at this. I mean, look at this. It was just like the other day. I was thinking, man, it was like after you phoned and asked if I was going. Yeah, this is fine, no problem. And I started thinking about it, and it's like a story that happened to somebody else now, because I'm such a different guy, but wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive,
Yeah.
even after all this time.
I think it's...
That's how I ended up. And at the end, at the very, very end, before I started to come out of it, I'd actually been stabbed. I didn't even know. I was walking around with a little 3-inch knife in me, and I was actually urinating up on Market Street, and the cops, this cop turned me around, he was like this, don't urinate on Market Street, go down to 6th and Mission and urinate down there. And when he turned me around, he saw this little knife in me, and it was 119 pounds, I was out of it, just totally out of it. And long beard, scraggly, my face was like this. I couldn't see out of my left eye. I'd been from a policeman who hit me with a baton right here. I guess it touched a nerve or something. I don't know. It was a process coming back. But make a long story short, he was upset. He said, now I got to write out all. I could remember this. That's all he could remember is he was irritated because now he had to do paperwork because instead of sending me back down to 6th and Mission, he had to do something about being stabbed. So they called an ambulance. And I ended up at San Francisco General. And they printed me there because I didn't know where it was. And they printed me and found out I was a vet. They were able to trace the prints back to a vet. So I ended up back at the VA hospital.